just before we wrap things up today, I'd like to take a brief moment just to ask both of our panelists for their key takeaways or their final thoughts just before we close things out. Rob, we heard from you first. Perhaps you want to be the first one to close us out with a few of your final thoughts.
Sure. I think this is an important new area for government contractors. I mean, antitrust is not an area that many government contracting professionals at least have at their front center. There's lots of compliance around government contracts. There's a need for lots of robust legal framework, but it is, I suspect, a new area for many government contractors, and I encourage them to pay ample attention to what we're talking about here, because the PCSF is going to be active, and they're pointed right at the federal procurement system.
Thank you so much, Andrew. Some final thoughts from yourself as well, please.
Sure. I would just sort of echo those points, and also say that the investment that the Department of Justice made in the new guidance on antitrust compliance programs was significant, and the part of the reason for that was to really enable companies and in-house lawyers to understand and think about antitrust compliance programs, with the hope of deterring antitrust violations in the first place. So while the folks at the Antitrust Division are prosecutors, they also are putting out guidance so that the companies can not commit violations in the first place. And so I'd encourage people to look at those and think about what they mean, and ask questions about their own internal compliance policies and whether or not they can be improved.